Hi, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can fix this guitar jack. One of the reasons you might want to fix one is because you probably broke it, or the insides like this is broken like so. The connections like this got probably got cut when you were pulling it from the wire. You don't want to pull it from the wire. You want to pull it from the jack like this. When it's in the amp, you want to pull it from the jack, not from the cable, because the cable will have this happen to you. Like so, the cables that are connected onto these pins, like so, this one and the bottom one can get disconnected if you pull it from the wire, like so. You'll have it connected, and then you pull it, it will start yanking the solder connections off from it. Now, the tools you're going to need is wire strippers and pliers, like so, or you could use the wire strippers that have the pliers on the top, like so. Next, what you want is to have either a utility knife like this, or you could either use scissors. The scissors or utility knife is to cut the coating or the rubber off from the cable. If your guitar cable has some sort of like coating like this, like this green coating, you wanna scoot it all the way back to where you can't anymore, like so. I have it a big length away, so when I cut it, I can put it back where it was. Now what you want to do is, you see these wires right here, you want to cut it. Make sure you cut it enough. Don't cut it too long, because if you cut it too long, the cable will not work anymore. I'm going to cut it close to this. You see right there, it got cut. Now what you want to do is either use your scissors or your utility knife, like I'm going to be using to cut the rubber off. Make sure you don't cut the wires when you're cutting the insulation off the rubber, because if you cut the wires, you might lose some of the strands inside. Now what I'm going to do is cut the wire coating off, like so. You see right here, I'm using scissors because I like it better than this utility knife, so I don't cut it in, because you see right here, there's like bad cuts right there, bad cuts of the wire. You want to cut it like not that much. You want to cut it, so you see this on your jack, you see this, it's like only till like from here to this part, like not that much will get cut, only enough so it can get, so this part can get pinched on the wire, not like not too much, because if you have too much, it will not connect well, and the bottom of it right here will get shorted out from the two wires. I'm gonna cut it like that much only. Now that the rubber coating from the wires that are inside is cut, you wanna remove it. Now before we continue, you wanna get your jack and get the covering first. Put the cover in first, like the one that covers this, like so. Put it in like this, and then next, what you want is to get the little plastic shielding that's clear and put it in, because that will help cover this so no corrosion or no shorts happen. And you see right here, it should go in nicely with the jack cover, like so. Now what you want to do is you see there's a lot of copper wires. You want to strand them together in a bunch so it's easier to solder it onto this jack. Don't matter if there's some sticking out, because that will not matter. Like you see right there, some of it's sticking out and you think that it might have wire problems. By shorting out, it won't. Now what you want to do is grab your wire strippers and find a section that fits the cable you want to strip. Don't strip too much, because if you strip too much, there can be wire shorted. Like that much is enough. You see right there, that much is enough. I'll show you why. When you're stripping it, sometimes it will get more than what you think it has, like this. And you see, sometimes it has like this white little coating on it. That's like some super glue. This white coating looks like super glue on it. But it's like a wire coating for that. You see, that much is what got pulled out. You don't need that much. If you think that you have a little too much, you can either snip it. But I'm gonna test it first to see, cause the black cable, the one that doesn't have the shielding, that has the shielding like this one will go on the top, and the one that has a bunch of copper wires sticking out will go onto the jack's main bottom part, like so, like that. It should go like that. It should go like this. The black on top and the copper wires on the bottom. Now what I'm going to be doing is removing the solder, this cable from the solder joint that it has right here. If you have a vise, don't tighten it way too much because you can crack the jack inside. Now what you want is to get a soldering iron, like so, and you want to start soldering the cable if you have some like I do. I'm gonna wait for my soldering iron to get to temperature. But you do not need to have some solder paste, because that is not necessary. Now that the soldering iron is up to temperature, I'm gonna remove this wire right here. You see right there, the cable got removed. Now what you want to do is prep the connector. You don't want to have a bunch of solder on it, because if you have a bunch of solder on it, you will have a bunch of bubbles, a big blob of solder, which could potentially hit this top one and short out. You do not want it to short out. Now what we're going to be doing is prepping the jack, for it to be soldered. Yeah, sometimes the jack might have a little lip where the wire can sit on. So that's what we're having in this situation. Now what you want to do is do the top part of it. You want to get solder under these two wires, like so. Get your solder, and put some on like this. You want to get some on your soldering iron, like so. And you see right there smoking, but don't worry. Just make sure that you're in a well ventilated area. Now, what you want to do is grab your connector like so, your cable, and you want to start soldering it. But make sure that it's twisted all around the cable so it gets a good connection and no shortage. You can use solder paste, but you do not have to. I'm gonna be using it because it's easier. Just apply it like so. You do not need a whole lot, because if you have a whole lot, it can melt the wire too. Now you can twist the wire with the solder paste, but make sure you clean your hands when you have the solder paste cleaned. You see there, the first wire got soldered. Now what you want is to get it close to that. Get some more solder if you need to, like I am. And you see it's a big blob, but don't worry about it. Now that that's soldered, you do not need the solder anymore. Because you're going to be using the solder that's on this. Now let me flip the cable around. And let's begin soldering the cable. As I mentioned before, the wires you want to put them at, the position you want to put them at, it's like this. Now that you soldered it, you can take it out of the device and inspect for any damages in the cable. As you see, there's no damages in the cable at all. I did a pretty good job. Now what you want to do is grab your pliers or your solder or your wire strippers that have the connector on the top like that, so you can crimp the wire onto this tight like this. On this adapter right here, you want to tighten it like so. Get it as leveled as you can. Make sure the crimp is tight like so. Tight that it won't move. Now that you crimped it, you want to get your connectors and you want to get the shielding that you have right here. The inner part, the insulation rubber is in here, so don't worry about it. Just scoot it up like so. Like so. And make sure that everything is okay like you want it, like so. Scoot everything up and put this behind it. Put this behind it so it looks nicer. And the jack should work now. And you see right there, the cable works. Like so, you see right there, nothing bad is wrong with the cable. Right there. Now what you want to do is you want to inspect the other end to see if it's bad or not. Like so. You see? It's good enough. You want to put everything back so it doesn't get short. And there. That should be it for this video, guys. Please like and subscribe for more how-to videos like these ones. Thanks for watching on how to fix a guitar jack cable.